Good afternoon. Today we're going to spend a few minutes talking about a bird that is almost symbolic of the Tioga Hamon and Kaunisky Lakes, the osprey. Just 25 short years ago, the opportunity to see a large raptor soaring over Tioga Hamon and Kaunisky Lakes would have been unlikely. The osprey was non-existent in the area. Today, we're going to take a few minutes to talk about the demise of the osprey, one man's efforts to spearhead the reestablishment of the osprey in the area, and hopefully their continued presence for years to come. Osprey are large hawks, similar in size to eagles. In Pennsylvania, they nest along rivers, lakes, ponds, and streams, many of which you will find in the area around Tioga Hamon and Kaunisky Lakes. They prefer this type of habitat due to the fact that their diet consists mainly of fish. Fish, as it would turn out, would lead to the osprey's decline to the point of near extirpation in Pennsylvania. Now you may wonder how it is that the one thing that an osprey eats could lead to its near extinction. DDT was a pesticide that was banned in the United States in 1972. Prior to that, it was sprayed on agricultural crops to kill insects. The residue from that spray would run off into lakes and streams when it rained. This led to contamination of the fish that lived in those lakes and streams. Osprey would consume those fish, and this would cause the osprey to lay an egg with very thin shells. In the process of attempting to incubate those eggs, the weight of the mother would often cause the shell to crack or break, leading to unsuccessful hatching of chicks. So after many years, the osprey population in Pennsylvania had declined. By 1994, there had been no documented pairs of nesting osprey in Tioga County for many decades. This is a sad story, a contribution to the silent spring. So there is no doubt of man's contribution to the osprey's decline. But there is also no doubt that the efforts of one man, Dr. Larry Ryman, a biology professor from East Stroudsburg University in the eastern part of Pennsylvania, and a dedicated group of natural resource management professionals, including park rangers from our staff here at Tioga Hamon and Kaunisky Lakes, and professionals from the Pennsylvania Game Commission, as well as a large group of bird-loving volunteers, have brought the distinct call of the osprey back to the Tioga County spring. In 1990, a group of osprey chicks took their first flight to Tioga County, but it was not on their own wings. It was in an airplane where they had been loaded just a few short days after hatching from a nest in the Chesapeake Bay area of Maryland. At that time, the population of osprey was stable in that area, so those chicks were brought here to their new home in a hacking tower along the shore of Hamon Lake. The hacking tower still stands. You can see it from pretty much anywhere on the lake. Hacking is a term for the process of raising baby birds by humans under special conditions until they are old enough to fly and catch fish on their own. This was a labor-intensive process involving many hours of catching and freezing fish and then feeding the fish to the osprey using a system of long poles two-way mirrors and doors so that the birds would have limited human contact. This was a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week job for the 50 to 60 days that it takes an osprey chick to grow to a point where they're ready to fledge or fly. And even after they were successfully flying, they often would return to the tower for food until they learned how to catch fish on their own. Once the bird fledged, they spent the rest of the summer memorizing or imprinting this area so that they would know where to return after their long southern migration in the winter. This process was repeated by this group of professionals and volunteers for the next 4 years. In 1994, the first pair of fledgling osprey successfully nested here at Tioga Hamilton and Countess Lakes. And now, 20 years later, 314 osprey have fledged from 29 known and monitored nests in the vicinity of the lakes. Excuse me. There are potentially nests that we are unaware of that in addition to those that are monitored. Across the Commonwealth, the osprey's recovery has allowed the bird to be downlisted from endangered to threatened status. The osprey is a majestic bird almost wiped out by man's impact on its environment. Osprey reintroduction at Tioga Hamilton and Countess Lakes is a story of one man's effort to right the wrongs of a prior generation and bring a species back from the brink. So as you continue your visit to our lakes, look and listen for the call of an osprey as they prepare to dive for their dinner, and consider the journey the species has taken to get to this moment in time. If you'd like more information about osprey, you can come to our Visitor Information Center. There you'll find a full-size replica of an osprey nest with taxidermic specimens so you can get an up-close look at the bird. And additionally, we have a spotting scope where you can observe the activity of the osprey as they nest and as the chicks grow and learn to fly. So come back all summer long and watch their growth and watch them continue to contribute to the success story of the osprey here at Tioga Hamilton and Countess Lakes. Thanks and have a great day.